Hello, folks. This is Joe from MIGeekScene. I'm here with Gavin, the Crossroads Mystic at BlackRock Medieval Fest. Gavin, how are you doing today?
Great, Joe. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Why are you putting this all on me all of a sudden? This interview's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you.
You are MyGeekScene.com.
You're correct. I'm the only person behind MIGeekScene. And if anyone else out there, folks, tells you that they are, they're liars.
True.
But this isn't about me, even though you tried putting it on me. This is about you. Sir,
yes.
You are a performer extraordinaire.
I am.
You balance acts of comedy and danger.
Yes, mostly the danger.
Can you briefly describe a little bit of what you do?
Sure. I eat fire, I breathe fire, I do the world's most dangerous card trick, and I also get wrapped up in a straitjacket and 35-foot of chain and try and get out.
And you do tricks with balloons.
I do tricks with balloons, yes.
Well, sir, I guess I'll start this out. What was your first exposure to the Ren Faire scene?
That would have probably been in the late 80s. I went to the Colorado Renaissance Festival in Larkspur, and what really set me off is I saw a performer named Johnny Fox, and I went, I need to do that. And Johnny Fox is a great performer. He does magic. He swallows a sword, which I don't do, but I'd love to. And that just, it's like, I need to do that. So that's where I started it. I didn't start there, but that's where I got the idea that, hey, performing at Renaissance Fair is what I want to do.
So how long have you been performing, sir?
I've actually been performing since the late 90s, but I've only been on the road full-time doing it since 2011.
All right. What made you decide to take the jump?
I was in a dead-end job that I've been at for about a decade, and I absolutely hated it. And I had to get out. I gotten to the point where I didn't have any attachments that I couldn't vacate, and I could leave my job comfortably at that moment and hit the road.
How did you come up with your name? I know I'm just totally bootleg looking at questions. Sorry, folks, I didn't memorize this right off the bat. But how did you come up with your name for the Crossroads Mystic?
I was sitting at work.
Not Gavin.
Right. Yeah, I was sitting at work and I had a little bit of free time, and I was like, I need a name. I want a brand, something that's, kind of says what I do, and it's just something people can latch onto. And I just wrote down words that I thought would look good together or sound good together, and tried them out until I got Crossroads Mystic. Checked the URLs on a few of them, and some of them were available, some of them weren't. And yeah.
There's a crossroadsmystic.org?
No, not .org.
Oh.
I just checked to see if the URLs were available
for
.coms. And Crossroads Mystic was, and I went, all right, we got a good URL, we'll grab it.
Okay, I thought seriously there was other folks out there as the Crossroads Mystics.
Nope.
That were buying up URLs left and right, and it was like a race against time.
No, as a matter of fact, there's a Google thing where you can put in a search, and they'll search. So my Google searches for Crossroads Mystic for me. So every now and then I'll get email like, bing, Crossroads and Mystic showed up together on this page. And so far nobody else has tried to grab the name. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Sure.
Is there a significance behind the name Chauncey for your raven? I like the name Chauncey.
No, there's really not. I got the raven, and I said, I need a name for that. And my friend goes, call him Chauncey. And I went, I like that. So, yeah.
I don't know. Whenever I think of the name Chauncey, I just think back in the old days. Back in Brooklyn, you're sitting on a stoop playing stickball with your friends Chauncey.
Hey, Chauncey.
Hey, Chauncey, you want to play some stickball? Well, as I mentioned earlier, you balance acts of comedy. Do you have any comedic influences?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, going deep. I like a lot of old stuff, not really for what I do, but old comedians I like. I like George Carlin. I like Tim Minchin. I like Bo Burnham. I don't know if I've really taken anything from them, but yeah. And there's actually, I don't know, this would probably count. There's another Ren Faire performer named Arsène from Paris.
Okay.
He does mostly a silent mime act, and I used to watch him at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival, and it's just like, I don't know, he's kind of an influence, I guess. He doesn't speak, but
I would hope not as a mime.
Yeah, as a mime. He's the world's worst. No. Actually, I saw somebody doing that. They were the world's worst mime when they talked.
That would be great, actually.
Yeah.
But they were just surly?
I don't even remember. I just remember they were a talking mime, and I thought that was hilarious.
I was hoping that they're surly.
They probably were. A mime should be. At least, a talking one.
Well, you also, feats of danger, I would say that would be in the magical realm. Do you have any, were there any influential magicians that helped inspire your act?
Not really growing up, but as an adult, I did go to Cardiff in Wales, and I hung out with a magician named Mario Morris.
The busker?
Yes. He runs the School for Busking, and he actually taught me the straitjacket escape that I do.
All right. Since you've been performing for quite a few years, have you had any Spinal Tap moments?
I have not had a drummer blow up.
Spontaneously combusted? Ours
No.
goes to 11.
I'd love to turn things up to 11. But no, not really. There's been once or twice where, especially when you're in a straitjacket and you're wrapped up in 35-foot of chain, and you don't really know what's going to happen. There've been a couple of moments where like the chain all of a sudden slides across my throat, and I was like, oh, that's new. Now we have to deal with that. That hasn't happened before, but I haven't ended up dead on the floor yet.
Thankfully. Yeah, and welcome to the last show from the Crossroads Mystic.
He went out with a bang.
More like a hang, sir. My goodness. Well, as I was looking into you, sir, we both have a favorite common author.
Yes, Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman, yeah. He's great. If you haven't checked Neil Gaiman out, what are you doing here? Go check him out.
Any works that you like by him?
I really like Neverwhere. Years ago, when he was originally writing the book and the screenplay for the BBC show, he did a reading of the first half a chapter in Minneapolis, and I got to go to that, and it was just like, this is incredible. You'd listen to the man read the phone book,
Have you read any of his comics?
Oh, yeah. I actually originally knew about him from the Sandman series.
Same here. I think that's how I initially got into Sandman. And for a little bit, before, I became enlightened, I was like, oh, this isn't a superhero comic. I don't want to read it. And then when I read it, I was like, I'm an immense idiot. I will admit that. And these are wonderful comics. And anytime I see anything with his name attached to it, I'll definitely check it out.
Yep.
Punch and Judy, it was okay.
I actually haven't read that one, and I should.
And I think he did Black Orchid as well. It was like a Marvel comic.
I remember that. Was that his? He did the 1606 or 1608, which was all the Avengers.
Yes, back in that time. That was pretty
good.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I never read Neverwhere, the actual book, but I read the comic book that was based on it. And it was a very interesting comic.
I've read that too. That's good.
But
have you seen the 6-episode TV series from the BBC?
No.
That's good.
Like, why are they talking about Neil Gaiman? He's amazing. Okay, folks.
Exactly.
Thoughts on the upcoming American Gods show?
I'm excited. I haven't been paying much attention to it. I like following it. I know what's happening, and hopefully I get to see it. It's hard when you travel, but I'll find it someplace.
Well, I have to ask this question to you, since you've been in the Ren Faire scene for quite some time. What does the Ren Faire scene mean to you?
Oh.
Deep questions.
Deep questions, yeah. It's kind of counterculture, kind of not being part of society, or not, the normal 9-to-5, working at McDonald's type stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that I got burnt out on having a 9-to-5 job, and, my work week is 2 days. I have 5 days off. No, yes, I have to do stuff during that time. I have to practice. I have to book other gigs. I have to travel. But, really, like, when I have to be doing something, it's Saturdays and Sundays.
All right. As we're wrapping this up, if people wanted to find out more about you, where can they find you online?
Go to Facebook. Just type in Crossroads Mystic. I've got a entertainer page right there.
All right. Well, boy, short and sweet.
Short and sweet, yeah.
And final question, what would you like to say to your fans, the people that have come out to your shows throughout the years?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Part of what I do to live off of is what you guys put in the hat. You guys keep me on the road, keep entertaining people like you, and you again. I've got people that come back. So thank you, and keep coming out.
All right. Well, thank you, Gavin.
Thank you.
Well, folks, this is Joe from MIGeekScene with Gavin, the Crossroads Mystic at BlackRock Medieval Festival. Take it easy.